a few days ago, HDMI 2.1 was announced, and it is a really big step forward. If I jump over to my browser for a second, you can see here, it can do bandwidth up to 48 gigabytes per second. That is actually higher than Thunderbolt 3. It can do 8K up to 60 Hertz, 4K up to 120 Hertz, and you know, there's some of the other benefits there. But if I jump over here, this will give you a better idea of what this can do. It can do resolutions up to 10K, 8K at 60 Hertz, 4K at 120 Hertz. But it really does put it into perspective when you see this picture, when you see how much of a jump forward this is as far as pixels. You know, most people now are just progressing to 4K screens. There, you know, there is a couple of 5K monitors out there, but it kind of is like a glimpse into the future when you see, you know, when you see this picture and you see how many pixels and all this is. Now, I've looked at the HDMI page and I was just kind of familiarizing myself with the dates, because when a new HDMI standard is announced, it's always a step forward, but it's always a few years before it is rolled out. Now, HDMI 2.0 was announced a few years ago, and in fact, I'll find the right date for it. If I jump over the browser, HDMI was first released 2013, and then we got the 2.0A 2015, and then a year later we got 2.0B. So that's version 2.0, and anyone who, you know, has bought technology over the last few years knows that it's been quite a slow rollout. I mean, this has been out for 4 years, but my laptop, which has 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, only has an HDMI 1.4 port. Now, if you've got a modern monitor, you've got a modern 4K television, you've got a modern graphics card, you're going to have 2.0 on it. But there is still kind of a slow rollout, you know, with the standard. And even like in 4K televisions, for example, in a 4K television with 4 HDMI ports, it's pretty common for it to have 2 ports which are 2.0 and 2 ports which are 1.4. So, you know, the 1.4 standard is still the most common, I would say, you know, as far as laptops go, as far as most televisions as well. Newer televisions are getting 2.0. So it might be a couple of years before we see 2.1 rolled out. But what this does is give the tech industry a kick up the ass, and it might, you know, before we know it, within the next year or two, we might see 2.0 being the standard HDMI port that's used on devices. I'll just jump back to the browser again just to kind of go over the features here, because Wikipedia does sum it up quite well. Maximum supported resolution is 10K at 120 Hertz. It's kind of bizarre why they don't, you know, here on the official page they've got 8K at 60 and 4K at 120. I don't know. Maybe that's for the future. Dynamic HDR for specific HDR metadata, display stream compression, high frame rate for 4K, 8K and 10K, enhanced audio return channels, auto low latency modes. Right, so I'm not going to bore you guys with that because I don't know what it's all about, if I'm honest. I'll be honest about it. But what this is a significant step forward, and I've looked at a couple of articles about it, and I know I don't know too much about you know, the quick frame transport, the quick media switching modes and things like that. But this does seem to be a step forward as far as resolutions go, as far as refresh rates. And, you know, maybe in the next couple of years, we're going to start seeing a lot of 8K, you know, monitors coming out, maybe 8K televisions coming out. The real question though is, you know, with all these higher resolutions and stuff, is everything going to catch up? I noticed that with 4K, you know, with 4K recording, you know, there's a lot of cameras now that do 4K, but still, file sizes are huge. It takes a long time to encode the videos and edit the videos and stuff like that. So it might be a while before other parts of a system catch up with it. But just the idea, I mean, I'm sitting here at a 1440p screen here, and just the idea that I could have a 10K screen, I can't even comprehend what that would be like. So I'll leave a link to the official page in the Wikipedia page, and the Engadget article there with that image. You can check it out. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think about HDMI 2.1. It does seem to be a very big step forward. 48 gigabytes per second is a lot of bandwidth. The fact that Thunderbolt 3 does 40 gigabytes per second, it can power like 2 or 3 4K screens. It puts into perspective how much of an advancement this is. So let me know what you think in the comment area, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.